I was born on the Cheyenne River Reservation in South Dakota, and so many people have said to me, like, well, you could go anywhere. And I said, but why would I go anywhere? I want to be here. I want to serve. The bones of my people are buried here. And if I can be a part of the solution, then I want to be a part of that solution. It just breaks my heart that life is not better yet here. The damage that poverty does is lifelong. But then you add the trauma from colonization from hundreds of years ago is still here. When you tried to take away our culture and language and land and how we prayed and what we ate, that's the damage. And we're still working to reclaim that. So how do you heal from that when you're still living it? Over 50% of our population are kids. In Eagle Butte, there's not a lot happening. The kids needed something to do. We often say that CRYP is like the anti-boarding school. We're the anti-colonialism. Like, we are taking back our culture. What we can hope to do is help shape the lives of kids by giving them some ideas to make different choices. You know, maybe they want to be an artist, maybe they want to be a gardener or a farmer, maybe they want to own a business. We give options and opportunities that are healing for our kids. When you can find a healthy outlet and a safe space to be in, that's magic.
These four colors represents unification of the different races of humanity, the different directions. Our relatives are not just the people that we're immediately related to, but we're all human beings. We all deserve respect. And the cool thing about art is that art is a universal language.
I always heard growing up that art is to express yourself. For a long time I didn't understand. How is that going to express how I'm feeling inside? Like, you know, feeling suicidal, feeling depressed, feeling like I don't matter. All these really tough feelings that I was battling with as a young person. And through drawing, by painting, it kept my brain from exploding, especially times when I was really struggling emotionally. All these young people, they're just really craving. They just need someone to pay attention to them, to recognize them, to acknowledge them. But there's healthy, constructive ways to express ourselves, which is art, fitness, wellness, exercising, participating in our culture. So these are all ways that you can express yourself and release that pressure.
We are just putting up our teepee pole. You know, we have to do these traditions to keep our culture alive, to keep teaching those generations and, you know, be that after school outlet where they could continue to learn.
I want our kids to learn who they are as Indigenous people and be proud of that. You know, the Lakota values are kind of the foundation of how we should live our lives. Humility, respect, generosity, wisdom, everything that you need to get through life is in your Lakota values toolkit.
There's many ways to show respect to yourself. Being kind to yourself.
I'm never kind to myself. I get hurt too much times.
You know, when I look at my staff, I see them as healers. I look at the work that they're doing as medicine, and it's all part of raising healthy young people.
We give them Indigenous knowledge so they could break down that colonial barrier that a lot of Indigenous youth struggle to face. Most of them, they come in kind of just shy to themselves, and then after a while, they just grow into something so much more. I mean, they start to do things out of their comfort zone. They take a lot of healthy risk to sort of make themselves known. They're no longer being stepped over or stepped on. No, they make sure they're known, and that's what's important, creating a safe space for our children to grow.
Thank you for existing. You're worth far more than you could imagine. Believe in yourself and the imprint you're leaving on this world. You deserve happiness, you deserve respect, you deserve opportunity, but more than anything else, you deserve to be loved.
I love that every day we come in here thinking, what can we do for the youth? It's a beacon of encouragement, of empowerment. What can we do to make them feel safe, to make them feel secure and welcomed here?
There's a phrase that I really like, and it's Nishnalashni, you're not alone. And I hope that they always remember that. I hope that they know that they belong here, that there's people that really care about them.
I think if you listen to kids, which is what we have done, you realize what needs to happen. We will do some interesting kinds of activities with kids. You know, like midnight basketball, we've been doing since around 1996. You know, we have a graffiti art park and we host a graffiti jam. We have a very strong internship program where we have had over 2,500 kids go through the program. We've paid out more than $2 million because they're paid internships. The kids are learning about food sovereignty. They're learning about the foods that we used to eat a long time ago. We can do anything we want to do. We have the solutions to our own problems. And when you ask a kid, why do you come to the Cheyenne River Youth Project? They say, I belong. And when you think about it, reservations have been built on broken promises. And we don't make a promise that we don't keep. And our kids are now thriving.